A Muslim marriage is a marriage that is concluded in terms of Islamic law. Islamic law being found in the Sharia, which is the Quran and Sunnah. The Islamic marriage is normally conducted in a mosque, officiated over by an imam and in the presence of two witnesses. In terms of Islamic law, in the event where one of the spouses have passed on, in this instance, the surviving spouse is automatically entitled to inherit in terms of the Sharia, more specifically chapter 4 of the Quran, verse number 12. The wife or the widow in this instance would be entitled to either inherit 1/4 or 1/8. As far as the widower is concerned, the surviving husband, he would be entitled to either inherit 1/2 or 1/4. In the instance of divorce, in terms of Islamic law, the divorced wife would be entitled to claim maintenance from her husband, or which is the nafaqah, for the duration of her iddah period, that is the waiting period. Once the waiting period has ended, then that maintenance would end. However, in terms of South African law, in the instance of divorce, there have been certain developments. As far as the developments are concerned, there has been a case taken to the Constitutional Court, and there have been certain amendments made to the Divorce Act. In this regard, a divorced spouse can now institute divorce proceedings based on the Divorce Act, and the position is somewhat similar to the civil law position. However, in terms of the South African law position, there have been certain developments. Even if party is a spouse in a Muslim marriage and his or her spouse passes away without a will, the Intestate Succession Act 81 of 1987 has been amended to also recognize a surviving spouse in a Muslim marriage, and you could inherit as a spouse or survivor for that purposes. The same applies with the Maintenance of Surviving Spouses Act. In this regard, you can also claim maintenance against a deceased estate based on that change in legislation. There are many institutions that they could approach. If you're looking at community-based, we could look at Muslim Judicial Council SA, and many such institutions around the province and the country. They could also approach legal experts in the field, as Muslim personal law is a very complex subject matter. They could also go to other institutions like Legal Aid South Africa, and they would also assist them. They could also assist them in this regard.